Hello everyone. Really quick one. I am doing a couple of videos soon. One, I'm going back into therapy a bit more, which is what today's topic is going to be about as well, because I think it's really important to address. I'm going to be doing a video soon, a proper PowerPoint one, all the whistles and bells and all that, on the different types of therapy, because it's very clear to me that most people do not understand how many different types of therapy there are, for a start, and that it's much more than this bloody CBT model that they keep pushing everyone towards, which is absolute crap. I've got nothing good to say about CBT at all, for various reasons, which I won't go into fully today, but to me it's like sticking a plaster over a gaping wound. It just doesn't work. But this video is going to be called the two elephants. Well, not the two elephants, there's probably many elephants within the room of therapy. And when I started to study therapy, and when I was on my journey of training to be a therapist, to me it was very, very, very obvious very quickly on that something was missing, and that missing link was the spiritual side. In the West, I've said this before, we have been so spiritually cut off from our roots, from our ancestors. We do not understand that we are mind, body, spirit. This trinity that they talk about is absolutely true, and they're all connected, obviously. And psychology is massively to do with the mind, obviously. And don't get me wrong, there's some absolute brilliant stuff within psychology that's very important. I've talked about quite a lot the importance of the body, especially in shadow work, but the missing ingredient mostly is the spiritual stuff. And the other elephant in the room is trauma. A lot of the fields and a lot of therapists, I'm sorry, do not know how to work with trauma, and that is because of the energetic side of it. I've seen it in my practice, and I always knew that if I was going to follow this career path, I knew I had to bring my spiritual side into it. And that's where EFT comes in. EFT allowed me to learn a modality that doesn't ignore energy. What we are is energy. I don't need to go on and on and on about that. I've done that when I've talked about quantum physics and stuff like that. But most therapy today, and especially the crap that the NHS will push you down, does not address this. And this is why people relapse and they don't get any help. They turn up, they talk about things, they're shown worksheets and how to change their mind, and the massive component of this, of the energy that we are, the energetic body, if you like, or the auric field, whatever you want to call it, is missing. And it's a huge problem. But there are modalities coming in now. A lot of it's comes under this umbrella of energy psychology, which I'm going to talk about when I do this PowerPoint presentation of the different types of therapy. I practice a very humanistic approach, which I'll explain more in that video. But I also understand, because of my understandings of the spiritual side of life, I understand that this isn't just about the mind and body. We've got to bring in the spirit, the energy, and that's where EFT is such a beautiful modality. And yeah, so the elephants in the room that aren't getting addressed, to me, is the spiritual side, because in the West we've been so bloody cut off from it. And secondly, trauma. People don't fully understand how deep trauma is, and that it's not just a psychological scar, it's a spiritual scar. And when you can heal that, and you know how to do that appropriately through use of EFT and other modalities, Jerry Marzinski, I've watched a lot of his videos, and I fully agree with a lot of things he says. A lot of his things he says, especially me being a pagan, are very, very easy to accept and understand. But he talks about entities and things like that, which I'm not going to get into today, but that's absolutely real. But he also uses something called the MACE energy healing modality, which I've done a bit of research on now, and I understand that it's very, very similar to what we're doing in EFT. And yeah, so basically that's it in a nutshell. That is why so many people, they talk, they reignite the trauma, but it doesn't release, because if you're not trained in how to help someone release that, they're just, all they're doing is re-traumatizing themselves over and over and over again within the therapeutic setting. And that's not what I'm about. I needed to have something. I knew that that missing piece was the spiritual side. And for years I didn't, well, not for years and years, but for a while I didn't know how to address that, but I always searched for more. And when I found EFT, that was what I trained in EFT, and it's so damn powerful. If I had my way, I'd probably use it with everyone, because it's so powerful, because it addresses the energy, it addresses, that deeper level of us that's missing. So yeah, just a really quick one, but look out for those videos. The one that I'm going to do on the different modalities, just to clear that up, because people just do not understand. They just think that they've been so brainwashed into this kind of CBT and change your thoughts and it'll change everything. Well, we're much deeper than just our thoughts, and they ignore feelings a lot. And feelings and emotions, they are energy, aren't they? They're energy in motion. It's in the word. So that's left out a lot, and it's all about changing up here. We live so much up here in the West, and we need to get back in touch with our body and our energy system. So yeah, just a quick one. Anyway, take care.